Hi there, and welcome to She Spice. Kevin Hart has been all the rage as of late for every one of these unacceptable purposes over the years. The comic's ascent to the top has been a subject of extraordinary contention in the business, and the exclusive who has made it his own central goal to uncover the carefully guarded secrets is, in all honesty, Katt Williams. As per Feline Kevin offered his spirit to get his spot in the business. He even ventured to call him in an industry plan, and when Hart felt that Feline's searing words were in the rearview mirror, Eddie Murphy entered the image, backing up Williams. Clearly, the approaching to America entertainer has some serious soil images in the comic. Exactly what receipts did Murphy uncover to demonstrate Hart is an industry plant and was catery up and down? We should figure it out, and I would rather not appear to be an unimportant person for dissecting lies. Yet, Jesse is going to continue to lie until you say we don't trust you to be fair. Feline and Kevin have never precisely been embracing a positive outlook to the extent that the public realizes everything returns to the 2008 film. Morons gold, however, everybody remembers their hearts illuminating their screens as large rabbits. What the vast majority don't know is that the job was initially expected to go to Katt Williams. Williams was managing a few lawful issues in those days, so he needed to head out in different directions from the job. Yet you understand what they say. One man's garbage is another man's fortune. Kevin didn't think twice and plunged in to exploit what was going on. Obviously, Feline wasn't content with how things ended up, adding yet again salt to the injury. His heart struck as he caught an opportunity to work with Eddie Murphy, meet Dave, and think about what this job initially implied for Katt Williams too. He very much appreciated that the two entertainers became nemesis, while Feline never inside and out conceded to beefing with Kevin. He suggested feeling some sort of sharpness while advancing his film. Frightening Film 5 Felines said, "I don't dislike Kevin Hart. I never have, basically in light of the fact that I love parody and judge an individual by what they bring comedically. On the off chance that I am the ruler, my crown shouldn't have the option to be cautioned by any other person. That doesn't mean they won't attempt to put it on another person's head, but the crown won't match. I need my crown back." What's more, he discusses Hart taking jobs from him right up till now for a year time frame. Each and every film that Kevin Hart Feline made was a film that had been directly in front of me. All I had said was simply, could we at any point take a portion of this soaking fetch it out, and afterward, do it 5 times? Anyway, Feline managed his most deadly blow toward the beginning of 2024 during his viral meeting with the club. Shea Digital Recording Williams featured exactly the way in which insane it was that Kevin had a sitcom and a job in Soul Play when it was just his most memorable year in Hollywood, but previously had his arrangements made known about an entertainer that came to out afterward his most memorable year in. Could he have his own sitcom on network TV and had his own film called Soul Plane that he was driving? I've never known about that prior to, with, or since that play. What do you think a plant is in Hollywood? Kevin could have had a few slashes for this, yet we should have arrived. Even capable fellows struggle with scoring gigs when they're simply havla. Kevin just lucked out. He isn't accepting LA as per we Hart. Should have made things happen behind everybody's backs to ascend through the individual. And that is the reason Kevin's a plant in the individual, as certain someone who offered his spirit to the Hollywood tip-top for a seat at the table profession could appear as though Felice is mad about Kevin improving in the game, with him after the beginning. When Kevin was in the middle of catching roles left furthermore, perhaps Felice experienced difficulty getting gigs attributable to charges of unlawful substance use. But Felice fans needn't bother with Felice to bring up issues about Kevin's alleged qualities. You see, some time ago, Feline turned a ton of heads when he discussed the dress contention as indicated by him. Each dark entertainer is approached to wear the dress at that point in his vocation. On the off chance that he says, okay, he advances to a higher level anyway. In the event that he wrongly says no, it's farewell. It's conceivable that there is nothing more clever than a person in a dress, and on the off chance that that is the situation, it could likewise be expressed that there's nothing more amusing than a person of color in a dress. I believe it's anything but the greatest decision. For others, Felice's words were met with blended responses. It's actually an extensive rundown of dark jokesters who had unfolded the dress on the big screen, including any semblance of Jamie Foxx and Tyler Perry. Anyway, the part about it being a mysterious custom to add to one's vocation stayed questionable despite vulnerability. Dave Chappelle a horse forward to dispel any him. Some time ago, he plunked down with Oprah Winfrey and discussed his purposes behind turning down a $50 million contingency contract. Evidently, he would have rather not lost himself to popularity and fortune, which has been the situation for most superstars in the race, yet Dave didn't stop there. He switched things around in the discussion when he discussed how he also sees a pattern in the discussion. When he discussed how he also sees a pattern in the discussion. When he discussed how he also sees a pattern of dark jokesters being compelled to wear the dress for specific does. Like when I see that they put each person of color in the motion pictures in the dress, eventually in their profession. I'm interfacing like why this multitude of siblings got to wear dresses. What's curved is that Dave additionally needed to confront the decision of whether to wear a dress or not. At the point when he was chipping away at a film with Martin Lawrence, he strolled into his trailer one day to find a dress sitting tight for him. At first, Dave was confounded in light of the fact that wearing a dress wasn't in the content. Initially, he wound up considerably more dazed when the makers let him know it would be a pleasant production position. I believe he's the eyes. It's compared all. He got this funny scene where Martin's escaping. Anyway, so he camouflages you as a whore. Some put this dress on. And was whore anyway. Dave was not handily confused. He quickly killed the thought that the Chiefs made an honest effort to inspire him to adjust their perspective in any case. Dave remained firm in his insistence. And essayist. He said no to the dress, which didn't influence the content devastatingly, as the Chiefs had one more scene all set, and dupe, the moment it was listen, eye clear, prison, resolved, wearing a whore. Idris, T wearing the he-on, dress. Good fine, something different that returns 10 minutes after the anyway. The fact that completely different SE influences damn, how could you compose the scene so quickly? You know what it resembles, so you decided to take Dave's little tidbit, which wound up turning a ton of heads, and normally it ended up advancing toward Kevin Hart. During his meeting, the entertainer got some information about his viewpoints on Chappelle's remarks, and this is the very thing that he said. Dave Chappelle, another extraordinary entertainer, said that, in the business, they attempted to make him wear a dress. Have you at any point run into that with scripts? And is there something that you realize you wouldn't do? Certainly haven't run into to put on the dress? I mean, you must have limits. You must have limits that you won't cross. Kevin discussed how, assuming that he was confronted with the circumstances, he would put his qualities first, and as verification, he made sense of how he expressed no to spilling a ball on a morning show, basically in light of the fact that he didn't think it was entertaining. From the manner in which he was talking, it seemed like fans could never get Kevin in a dress. However, quick forward a year, and there he was strutting the stage during a SNL sketch in a dress. In any case, everybody was stunned. Normally, Kevin confronted a ton of intensity for his activities. From all points it seemed as though he had warmly greeted Satan, just on the grounds that he was that frantic for becoming wildly successful. To be fair, he wouldn't be the first anyway. Hart denied the charges, as he explained that wearing the dress was totally his decision, and it was anything but a custom, like a great many people expect course. Now you understand what I was really. I was truly one of those jokesters that said no. I was and wear a dress. It's basically impossible that I will wear a dress. And afterward, whenever proposed with a chance of what I felt was entertaining, I said gracious. That is amusing. I'm going to do it. Goodness. Kanan is pertinent. Is amusing. She's little. I can do the situation. It'll be interesting. I figure currently being familiar with the valuable open doors that can be tossed at you. Everything unquestionably revolves around decision. However, Kevin made an honest effort to eliminate any confusion. This wouldn't be the last time that fans would discuss the dress debate. Even Eddie Murphy tended to the matter in his own specific manner. He had a scene in his film, Stupid, where his personality was approached to wear a dress, and he wasn't excessively content with that proposition. This isn't a white ER. You'll convey the close-to-home energy of the films. It isn't so much that I don't appreciate the off in light of the fact that I do. Yet all we're requesting that you do is bring the content back home, read it, and settle on a choice. Then at that point, go with the choice. Everyone knows Murphy as a laid-back person. Not at all like Feline. He's never been one to work up show, so the reality that he decided to address the dress debate implies there's something to it, all things considered, and we should not neglect Murphy's been in the game longer than a ton of people So on the off chance that anybody knows pretty much everything there is to know about how things are finished in the background in Hollywood, it's his protection to say fans know where Murphy remains. On the... Subscribe She Spice for more videos.